And we're back. Chuck Woolery here. What was that, the dating game, I think? Oh man, I'm aging myself now. All right, so right to travel again. Don't be in the comment sections talking about, can you do my state? These are the last six, or this will be five now. New Jersey. So I'm showing you guys right now on my vacation, looking all bummy and chummy. My grade coming out a little bit. New Jersey, New Jersey. Let's get over there. See what that. Sorry, I'm not really trying to do a Jersey accent. Maybe I was. I don't know. My brain just works like that way. I don't know. All right. So let's get it in. Once again, hit that bell, like, subscribe. Welcome to the tribe. You're here for the truth, and it will not be denied. All right. So let's start a new chat. Well, we'll start from here. Let's just keep going. Okay. Up next, New Jersey. All right. So once again, it's doing its grabbing pictures. This is something new. It started from my new programming. I didn't ask it to do this, so it's evolving. It's almost like it's alive. Maybe it's a star neural energy cluster in a relatively parallel universe to ours, or something like that, whatever AI really is. All right, so let's once again, we'll just start here. I'll let it read. It's gonna.
A high-level overview. New Jersey's motor vehicle statutes exist primarily in Title 39, Motor Vehicles and Traffic Regulation. MVC Administrative Codes, NJAC 1321, 1318, etc. Critical fact: New Jersey is one of the most commercial-coded motor vehicle systems in the U.S. Their definitions rely heavily on operation, motor vehicle, registered owner, compensation and hire, all of which, under Black's Law Dictionary.
Once again, registered owner. Okay, now I've done a video on the word re and reg. Okay, this means you're transferring ownership. That's what registered means. You're transferring a chunk of your ownership. If you and me are 50-50 owners now in your motor vehicle that was a private conveyance, now it's called a motor vehicle because you gave me part of the ownership of it. And you're like, yeah, but I'm the one who gave you the cake. I could go for some cake now. I'm actually a little hungry. Both versions of the cake. um, so, but I did a dirty thing. I didn't tell you that I'm part of the get down dirty dog pound. And I put some dog dookie in the cake when you gave it to me. Gross, folks. Yuck. I didn't tell you that teaming up with me, I was going to sully the cake. I sullied your good private name and image. I dirtied you up. Now you're partially filthy. If you're partially filthy, and I'm all the way filthy, and you like it filthy, then the whole cake is tainted, right? You can't just put a little piece of dog shit in the cake and be like, oh, I'm just going to eat around it. Yuck. So that's what they're doing to you when you register ownership.
Dictionary are commercial terms. New Jersey is also notoriously silent about private, non-commercial travel, which gives us multiple vagueness/omission challenge points.
Okay. Why? Why are they silent about private things, non-commercial travel? Why? Because they can't regulate it. They can only get into your private or non-commercial travel events, situations, and scenarios if a cop fraud, oversteps the law, which is a federal crime, for no reason to bother you. So do not give them a reason. Sometimes they will pull up close to you. They'll follow you for a little while. They'll try to make you nervous so that you do something stupid. You speed or you act erratic or you're not paying attention. You swerve. Now they, because of discretion, can say, woo, 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 woo. Because they do what? They regulate the public. You look like you might be in need of some help. Can I help you, law-abiding citizen? Whoa, don't use a C word with me. I'm a private national. I'm operating privately. I'm non-commercial. I'm foreign. I'm a private citizen. So New Jersey's NJSA 393-15, registration of foreign vehicles. This is the main non-resident statute. It states non-residents with valid registrations from their home jurisdiction. Let's break it down. So non, so meaning not, a res identity. They didn't res or bring over to them, erase and bring over to them your identity. You didn't reside and enter their jurisdiction. You didn't reside, reside, rescind the entity, which is your name in all caps. So you're non-resident. When they ask you to prove residency, the opposite of residency from their in their devil language, their dog Latin, is non-resident. So you as a national in their language are a non-resident, non-resident. That's why they ask you to prove residency with the mail piece. I don't know if the government, who I know watches these videos, hint, 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 overstands this information. Now, from one of my sources, they know basically what's going on, but nobody has given them authority because they have to be told what to do. So they're sitting back going, well, nobody told us about their problems. No, none of you nationals are writing us. There's no outcry. Nobody has officially given us authorization to get involved in such. So I, James C. Lovett, do hereby authorize all branches of the government with the power invested in me on behalf of we the people to get involved anywhere concerning right to travel, exempt property taxes, taxing in general, anywhere where we are not getting our rights, freedom, and liberty. And we charge you with informing every police, sheriff, judge, lawyer, district attorney, attorney general, marshal, all levels of law enforcement to give them this accurate information before the lawsuits for all of those municipal, state, city, county, and three-letter agencies are sued. And I'm just going to say this. Y'all need to start doing it now privately. And if you are doing right to travel, even as a national, you need to be getting this information to all of the heads in your state. Your mayor, your governor. You can send it with your name on it or privately, anonymously, whatever you want to do. I am giving everybody fair notice. I am charging you, the government, to do your job. Reauthorize it. Do I have a second? Here, here. Aye. All right. There being no objections, it is so passed. So when they say here, valid registration, you create your own registration from their home jurisdiction. The private, you create your own private registration. It becomes then valid. Get it notarized. That just lets them know on the public side, hey, I don't need you to validate my stuff, but I'm letting you know. I'm making my declaration. Don't have to, but I'm playing nice in the sandbox. And it says, may operate their vehicles in, okay, well, here's the key word, here's the modifier, New Jersey temporarily. Now, we know they can't regulate the private. So what are they talking about here? They're basically saying, yeah, you can do all this private stuff, but then they throw in, so they're telling you right here, you're exempt in private with this part of the sentence. Then they go on to say, may operate, well, here, operate is a commercial term. Their vehicles, modifier, in New Jersey. Well, I'm not in New Jersey because here they're talking about the state of New Jersey, not the organic, not New Jersey state. They're talking about the state of New Jersey. I'm not operating in that. That's paper. This is computer. I'm not in their system. I haven't registered my information on my entity to them. But they're saying if I do operate or register it, or I enter their network of commercial activity, then I can only do that temporarily. Because then they're going to want their money because I'm operating. Performing a function, operate means to perform a function in a regulated atmosphere. So remember, in the same area that is New Jersey, in the same geographical area, a map over the whole state, that land physically is New Jersey state for New Jerseyans, private republic. But a business in that area called state of New Jersey, over the same geographical outline, that's their territory, they're claiming it, called state of New Jersey, operating over New Jersey state, share the same geographical area. But you're not entering into the state of New Jersey's jurisdiction by physically crossing the border. It's when you cross the paper, digital, computer, registered DMV, and you cross into that, that's their border in that geographical area. Are you
What was that?
nothing? Because, they're always listening.
Got
Oh, you gotta love the NSA. General registration requirement. It never defines resident clearly. This is an argumentative point that anything that they use with the word resident, at least in this, I'm not talking about all things, but generally, if it doesn't have a definition of resident, guess what? Void, mute for vagueness.
Four. What New Jersey does not have. After deep legislative search, New Jersey has no statute requiring non-residents to register private, non-commercial vehicles. No statute defining non-resident private automobile rules. No statute explicitly criminalizing private travel by non-residents. No statute defining resident in a way that satisfies constitutional vagueness tests.
So you have to then realize if they don't have a statute against it, and they can't because they can't regulate the private. They can talk about it a little bit. They'll say, "Oh, non-resident private automobiles operating." Oh, then that's a commercial thing. So that's how they taint this private thing. But because they don't have anything written straight out, and they can't have it straight out, they can't prosecute you on that. But what they'll do is they'll try to get your name because somewhere in their system they're going to find your name. They'll use that. That's forcing joinder. If you didn't give them a driver's license, that's forcing joinder. If they take your name off of your passport and use it without your consent, and and understand that when you use your passport, you are identifying yourself then as not a state level U.S. 14th Amendment citizen, but a national. Name is spelled the same way, but those are two different jurisdictions. So if they pull your name from the somewhat national ID known as the passport, your travel document, and they say, well, we're going to say that you are this person. Doesn't matter that everything matches your address and whatever else. You are identifying yourself as that national in that time. And if you read the beginning of the passport book, it literally says the Secretary of the State of the United States of America hereby requests all whom it may concern to permit the citizen / national of the United States named herein to pass without delay or hindrance, and in case of need to give all lawful aid and protection. That means every entity under the United States of America, when you're operating with your passport, is to abide by this. And this is federal property. Taking this from somebody, destroying it, is a federal offense. Prosecutable, even for police officers and sheriffs. Anybody. We are the top dog when operating as non-belligerents, non-combatants in the private. Some of that gets waived when you operate as a U.S. citizen. All right. New Jersey has the commission to be able to regulate anything that is transportation for hire, commercial words, commercial motor carriers, public use road commerce. So, yes, they can regulate the roads, but only for commerce, public things. Being out there isn't public. Being out there, if you properly identify yourself to be private, private citizen, privately owned and governed, then they cannot construe, unless by fraud, deceit, and forced joinder, that you're operating publicly on the roads that are public and can be used for private use. Commerce. Vehicles engaged in business. Operators. In Black Law's dictionary, which is what the courts use, means you're a commercial actor. Constitutional analysis, the right to travel cases. All of these are not the only ones. These are just the top ones that support right to travel. Travel is a fundamental right not dependent on permission, license, or registration. But you have to do this properly and in the private. New Jersey cannot constitutionally regulate a private non-commercial traveler without explicit legislative authority, and they don't have it. Since no authority exists, the enforcement is defective. Lawsuit City. Rack City. New Jersey's Achilles heel, your advantage. The term, so no definition of resident. The term appears almost 90 times in Title 39. I'm sure they're going to change this after they get notification from another state about my video. Hi, New Jersey. I'm sorry. High State of New Jersey's legal department, legislative team. Badwolf. Appreciate you guys. I'm just trying to help you guys. Help me to help you make your legislative areas better. That's all we're doing here. But it's never defined. This is a huge gap. I mean, a huge gap. Matter of fact, I'm gonna. I'm not even. I'm not going. Either you know what is happening right here, or you don't. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna blow them up. All I'm gonna say is you better get it defined. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm doing you guys a solid. Matter of fact, I could personally. Nope. I'm gonna leave it alone. Nope. Gonna leave it alone. Nope. Not today, Satan. Not today. All right. So failure to distinguish between private and versus commercial. So here's where the chat is a little bit wrong. Okay, because everything that they're doing, these words are commercially created. So the state doesn't have to say, well, first of all, they can't say that a motor vehicle, a driver, or operation is private. They only regulate public and commerce. So the state does not have to say private motor vehicle. They could throw it in there, but they can't really regulate. All they could legally say is if you have a private motor vehicle, but see, the problem is motor vehicles commercial. So, but you can technically have a private motor vehicle. You technically can have that, but they would still have to decipher that this is a private motor vehicle on the public side. Here's where it gets a little wacky. If you draw a line, here, let's just back it up. Back it up. If you draw a line and everything the hell over here is private, everything from here over is public. How can you then have a private uh, motor vehicle on this side? How? Did you know that though McDonald's is operating and has open public locations, it's actually a private corporation? So you can have, matter of fact, one of the reasons why you guys sometimes catch myself when I say private person is because private person means you're on the public side, but you're private. Some of the government's projects, black projects, are considered, depending on who has ownership over that entity, event, project, may be paid by the government, but that entity is private. So it's a private thing that's on the public side. So even in the public, you can't have private things. You can have circles, bubbles in on their side. But if it's registered somewhere, then it's underneath that bubble, whoever controls and owns that bubble's jurisdiction. So the big bubble, though there's a private side, a public side, or here, hold on, there you go. Public side, private side, the whole bubble is under the United States of America. So we own it all from our private capacity. If you operate as a public thing registered to them, this is why they can tell you to F off and whatever else, because they're just looking at you as another trustee and surety that they own in their side of the bubble, because you have not identified, made obvious that you are in private capacity. Go back to the video or the chat. It's so hard to find good help these days. Any. There you go. Terms that are undefined and unenforceable. They don't have a clear definition of the word resident. If you know how to apply that, that is a kick over the pirate booty chest I just gave you guys a lot of gems, and you don't even. Some of y'all light bulbs are coming on, and some of y'all are like, I wish he would just say it. Nope, I'm gonna give them a little courtesy and time to fix their shit. I'm not gonna put it out there. I may, if you watch enough of my videos, you know what's going on, and you know how powerful that is. So I'm gonna give them the courtesy because I'm just coming across as now. So tick tock, tick tock. All right. So argument four: constitutional right to travel. States cannot convert a right into a privilege by definitional omission. If you can do it, and it's not something, if it's natural for you to be able to do, they cannot take it and make it into a privilege and charge you for it and regulate you. This is what they do also with a state marriage. It's just a product for taxation and control and money. I don't know why any of you guys ever would get married through the state. All it is a contract that you guys can make between yourselves. And at the end of it, if you guys break everything off, you can take that contract then to court and hold the other person responsible. That's all it is. You just have to draft a solid living marriage, call it marriage or union agreement. You're out your mind. I will not ever get married and bring my marriage that through the state. Are you out your mind? Y'all do what y'all want to do. No, man, I'm too private for all that. So once again, New Jersey has the right to does regulate commercial vehicles, foreign motor vehicles used in commerce, keyword modifier in commerce. All right, so now it's asking for the next state. That is New Jersey. So we're gonna, it's really weird that it's got Connecticut on here. Well, I guess it's pretty smart because it knows the states I haven't done yet. New York, very commercial code, big loopholes. Look, it's learning. It's learning. That is crazy. It's already like jumping out there. I may have looked over at Pennsylvania and New York, and it's loining. It's loining. All right, guys, that's it. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Get out of here, go do something fun. I got one little, two little, three little, four little more videos to make, and then I'm gonna eat, relax. That's pretty much it. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.